Hi, I'm Dr. Robin Smith, and I am Director of Undergraduate Studies in the School of Social Sciences, and I also teach sociology and ethnomethodology. Yeah, so EDI is really important to me in the sense of producing better classrooms for everybody. Part of the idea around EDI for me is that by attending to perhaps the different needs and different experiences of the people in the classroom, you're actually producing a more inclusive classroom that just makes for a better educational experience for everybody, including the teacher. And in the School of Social Sciences, it's something that we should be taking seriously anyway as part of our own thinking about how society is organised and how unequal organisations of society have different outcomes for different people and groups and communities and so on. At the same time, I think when I use the word community there, we do have to think carefully about this notion of diversity and inclusion alongside that. What is the nature of the centre that we're asking people to kind of participate in? And even when I just use the word we then, so what is that we that people are being included into, and how does diversity and inclusion relate as a sort of way of questioning some of the principles that we take for granted in terms of the kind of norms and values and culture of the institution. Recently, I've been taking forward some of these ideas and particularly using Paul Gilroy's notions of conviviality over community, whereas conviviality can be taken as a kind of practical approach, an interactional approach to overcoming what some people talk about as kind of insurmountable differences in culture, language, race, religion, whatever else it is, but actually approaching those as potentially unremarkable and potentially marginalised through this notion of this kind of practical inclusion that I was talking about previously. And taking this forward and linking to some of the comments I just made, recently I've been talking with colleagues about having a kind of rolling project where we actually are questioning whiteness itself and whiteness as an institution. Quite often, when there's conversations around race, it's kind of race -1, and actually thinking about whiteness as a kind of cultural institution isn't actually, funnily enough, included in those conversations about diversity. So we're setting up a reading group, and again, just getting colleagues to actually think reflectively about their practices, particularly, kind of who and what and in what way are different groups and cultures being represented in our teaching and in our research when we're talking to students. Again, it's that question of, are we reproducing this kind of normative centre that's ethnocentric, focused on whiteness in that kind of implicit way? So unpacking that is something that I'm working with colleagues on at present. We're looking to enact change where we can in the school by, again, getting colleagues to think reflectively about their own practice, and taking me right back to some of the first comments I made about just producing a generally better classroom that's inclusive for everybody just does make for a better class and a better learning experience and a better teaching experience. Having a diverse range of views and experiences and backgrounds in the classroom, I found in particular, kind of keeps you on your toes. Some of the examples that you use or some of the assumptions that you're using in the classroom, that kind of questioning really does sort of bring out that conviviality that I was talking about. And so one of the things where my research and my teaching and my contributions to the EDI committee overlap is getting people to think kind of long and hard about some of these categories that we take for granted, and instead shifting towards, again, this practical conviviality to produce real diversity and inclusion, which will hopefully lead to more equal outcomes in the school.